It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Steve.
Dude, I talked to my therapist about how I felt bad about how my friend Craig Reinhardt, who I haven't talked to in 20-some years, got in a fight, and like the entire grade showed up. And I feel the entire grade was against Craig.
Oh.
But Craig was my friend, and I felt bad because I remember somebody came up to me and they were like, whose side are you on, Craig or whoever the kid was that he was fighting? And I still to this day feel bad because I didn't say that I was on Craig's side.
And Kyle.
Oh, poor Craig was literally alone in a fight.
Craig was alone.
And figuratively alone because everybody was rooting against poor Craig.
Yeah, he got pushed in the creek.
We need to find Craig Reinhardt and get him on the podcast and ask him if he remembers that fight and if he lost because of Steve's betrayal.
That one still hurts.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Really wish you hadn't picked that for the intro this week. I'm sure Craig's happy.
I wanted to do a follow-up with you to see, has Craig been on your mind this week?
No, not until that clip played.
I didn't know if there were random spots of your day that you would just be maybe happy, maybe sad. I don't know. And then all of a sudden that memory of poor Craig being again grabbed by a shoulder and a foot.
Thrown in the creek.
And being thrown like a bag of luggage in the bottom of a passenger jet.
It was Garfield Park.
Because losing a fight is one thing, right? Like, hey, I got punched in the face. Yeah, I'm sorry, I fell down, it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But being chucked by your toes
into the creek
is a special way to lose a fight that, as you have proven, appears to be impossible to forget.
It sticks with you for at least, we'll round it off, say 35 years.
Has there been any progress made on your social media search? This was like pre-Frank, pre-Doug, pre-Bob? Would they have any line?
No. Frank was a college friend. This was middle school.
Oh, okay.
Doug probably knows him, or at least knows of him.
Knows his name at least, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I'd love to get Craig on the horn. I'd love to get Craig on the horn. Not to embarrass Craig, but a legitimate conversation.
I want to apologize to him.
Right. To say, Craig, do you remember this? And Steve has something to say to you. And two, have you ever physically and emotionally recovered
from being thrown in the creek?
Because, again, that's not something that I mentally...
Oh, God, I just had another memory of it. I remember after he was in the creek, he was like, probably knee-deep in murky water, and somehow his shoe flew off, of course, because only... your shoe flies off when bad things happen. If the internet has taught me anything from watching like car crash videos and stuff, there's always a shoe that flies out. So Craig's shoe flew off, and then he had a stick, and I remember him picking up his shoe with the stick, poking it and getting it on the end of the stick, and he was like, I'm fishing, and everyone was, shut up, Craig! Got your ass kicked!
So one shoe creek Greg...
Craig. One shoe creek Craig.
Oh my God.
If we can make that a t-shirt.
There has to be... I wonder if it's as vivid for him, or if that's something that when an embarrassing thing happens, you repress it.
You block it out. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
But that appears to be impossible for anyone else who saw a chute go flying. And then, mud-stained boogers stroll down his cheek as he emerged from a creek with, a leech. There's, a leech attached to his nipple.
Of course.
Because somehow the shirt got popped over one shoulder. Mm-hmm. So he's got a nipple with a leech attached to it.
Yeah.
Mud-stained boogers.
Yeah.
And one flip-flop remaining from the fight.
Yeah, the legend of One Shoe Creek Craig.
Okay. In a couple of weeks, we need to make some headway on getting Craig on this podcast to talk to him somehow.
See what we can do.
If we need to find Steve's middle school yearbook, to make sure we got the spelling.
I don't remember. He went to high school with me. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's probably good to do some off-air due diligence so we don't have the Jack revelation of 2025.
Oh, that would be unfortunate.
If that happened to you twice, I would feel genuinely bad. Like, I would feel, at that point, I think I would stop bringing these ideas to your doorstep.
We'd have to bring that shirt back that we had in the merch store for a while that just said, if you know Steve, you're dead.
Oh, that's right. Because honestly, if Craig Reinhardt and Jack, the grocery store manager, have both perished, yet these memories linger with you, it's fair to question.
There's something going on.
It's fair to question if Steve's brain is like a Ouija board and is sending his bad memories to the other world.
Yeah.
Just something to chew on.
Yeah,
if you want to revisit with your therapist. Just send an email unsolicited to that office. Say, hey, have a question. Have you ever heard of someone's mind acting like Hellraiser and sending repressed memories to their demise? Because I think that's me.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically speaking, of course. Of course.
Oh, man.
Well, I apologize. I didn't mean to bring that up.
That's quite all right. Quite all right.
I apologize. I wanted to tease before we get into what we're going to get into today. I wanted to tease next week, Steve. I am very excited.
I know you are.
I am over the moon excited because this has been not lingering, but it's been a month and a half. And when something like this comes up as a possibility, but then it's not like firmly entrenched, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
Because
you don't want to ruin it.
You don't want to ruin it. And also, for the podcast, I don't want to say, like, hey, something's coming up, and then it doesn't happen. Because you and I would never, ever, ever do that.
No. I mean, everything that we bring up gets discussed fully, completely, and then put to bed.
Which leads me to, as I'm speaking right now, considering this hasn't happened yet, it makes me wonder, should I say it now? Because there's still time for it to fall apart.
Yeah, because as of current recording, this event will go down, 36 hours from now, roughly.
Less than a day and a half.
Yeah.
I reached out and I was able to... It's been a couple of years for you and I since we talked to somebody, right? Well, no, did we talk to John Walzak last year, friend of the show?
Yeah.
John Walzak.
Yeah, from the amazing podcast, Missing on 9/11.
The Missing on 9/11. He's done Missing in Alaska.
God, I want to go back and listen to that again.
It's a quality. If you have not listened to the Missing series from John Walzak, he's now done Missing in Alaska, Missing on 9/11.
And Scruffy's missing the neighbor's dog in the neighborhood.
Right. The neighbor.
Which we joked about how he can't just settle down and not be looking for something.
But tomorrow's a little bit of a switch. And for me, I'm telling you, I mean this with no hyperbole. This is one of my favorite gets that I never in a million years thought would be possible. So next week, we are supposed to be talking to former ESPN commentator, current MLB commentator, NHL Network on Amazon Prime, Emmy Award-winning commentator.
That's a lot of accolades.
Adnan Virk.
Yes.
Who is, in my very unbiased opinion, one of the best in that industry.
Now, you started by saying former ESPN. There was some weirdness when he left ESPN, wasn't there? I remember because I'm not nearly as familiar with him as you are, but I remember there being a big story when he left ESPN. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that. Maybe I'm just...
No, I think you're right. I don't think anything's ever been confirmed. He, in an email exchange as of a couple of days ago, he mentioned he had said, can never be more thankful to the folks at ESPN and the Dan Le Batard show, because that's where I started to see the other side of Adnan Virk, who, I used to see him again on MLB, doing the highlights on MLB, and this guy was the best, the highest energy. So yeah, when he left ESPN, it was, that was a bummer, and doesn't appear to be mutual, but he was right back in the scheme of things with MLB, like I said, with MLB Network and with Meadowlark Media, which hosts the Dan Le Batard show and does a bunch of other documentary projects. So this, for me, is huge. So I feel like I need to sit across from you today.
Okay.
And make sure you're prepared. Because
well, see,
I cannot have you embarrass me.
I'm prepared to be the board op. To make sure your levels are good. Adnan's levels are good. To make sure that the phone connection is solid. And just to get out of your way. I did have a thought for this.
Oh, you do? Okay, because I thought you may have had just a thought, like to, or like a question or something that you wanted to add, because...
Oh, no. I plan on stealing at least one or two questions off of the sheet that you've prepared.
That is...
And reading them
like verbatim?
Word for word with zero inflection. Like, what is your favorite sports memory?
There we go.
Because I'm sure that that's the caliber of questions you're going to be asking.
I'll tell you right now, if I ask one question that sounds like it's been asked of every other interview in the world, please jump across this table and ream my neck.
What's better, World Series or Stanley Cup?
You like hockey?
Huh?
And then that's it. And just let him go. Now, Adnan's a talker, and that's good.
Yeah.
Because you guys have interviewed on the side gig plenty of people over the years, and regular Joes, just listeners and stuff, that you can kind of you get to read early on with some of these people that, hey, maybe they're nervous, this isn't their thing, they're not big talkers, but we're going to have to shoulder the weight here.
Yeah.
That's not a concern.
I just thought of a question.
Do you want me to add to the Steve section of this list?
Yeah.
I'll just scroll down to page 3, but I will.
How long do we have him for?
He said 30 minutes. As long as he's got nothing going on, he has nothing else to do. I'm telling you, from all interactions I've heard and seen with this man, he is one of the kindest people in this medium.
Very good reputation.
And that makes me so excited because, one, he's incredibly well-spoken about everything he's talking about. He is, the reason we're talking to him is to promote his book, Cinephile, which he did a podcast called Cinephile. He hosted the behind the scenes for Facebook.com and Oscars.com for the Oscars for a couple of years, a handful of years ago. So this guy is hobnobbed with the biggest movie stars. He's in the know on on sports and everything. So,
podcast dog Toby just busted in the door. He's very excited to see you.
So let me scroll down to page 3 here, Steve. And if you want to read that off, I will add. Okay, let me add the Steve header and then the Steve question. How did you want me to put this?
So, Adnan, I know you're an expert. MJ or Kobe? I don't even mention LeBron. Like, that's how disrespectful I am. Because he's a big basketball guy, right?
Scroll that down to page 4, so maybe we forget it.
Okay, so you said he's big into football, big into the pigskin.
He's a big tennis guy. He's pretty much everything except for basketball, probably. So, I think we should probably have a page of basketball questions.
Okay.
And really hold his feet to the fire.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've got, a list of movie questions, a list of hockey questions.
Movie questions?
Oh, my God, Steve. I've got one that references you.
Me?
Because I want to know what piece of crap movie he likes that you like rad.
Okay, well,
no offense.
I can't. No. Oh, man. I was going to take offense, but then, you said no offense before I was able to present my offense.
I guess let me ask you then a day before.
Yeah.
Can I get you prepped on anything? Can I get you a ham? Because I want you to be an active participant, Steve.
Kyle. I'm a professional. I do this for a living. That being said, I did have an idea. So I believe that the way it's going to work out is next week's episode. First half of the episode is going to be, our typical fare.
Mm-hmm.
Second half is going to be the interview.
Yeah.
What would you say to a return of Sports Tate for the second half of next week's episode.
Oh, so you just don't have to be a part of it?
I got stuff to do. Look, it's gonna be around dinner time. I gotta help get get dinner on the table for the kids.
Uh-huh.
So I'll hit record over here. Hey, Adnan Burke's here. Hey, welcome to Sports Tate. And then, zoop.
This is an Emmy Award winner,
Mm-hmm.
a published author.
Yeah.
And you're looking to zip out of here to go cook the mac and cheese.
Now, mac and cheese is probably for lunch today. So we
That is
won't
a lunch?
do it.
Okay,
Yeah, we
you
won't do it
can't
again.
double up.
No,
Yeah.
no, we can't.
You're smarter than that. You can't double up. You know that.
I love the idea of Sports Tate. Every now and then I'll text you. Maybe I'll see an article or something and be like, hey, I've been hearing a lot about this.
Yeah.
Sports Tate. Sports Tate, in case you are unfamiliar, is the non-award winning sports hot take podcast hosted by you.
Mm-hmm.
The reason it was called Sports Tate is because we were trying to come up with a snappy phone number where people could call and like leave hot takes on a voicemail.
Yep. 1-800-SPORTS-TATE is what we came up with.
T8.
8. Listen, while I would appreciate you being a part of this.
No. You don't need me. Look, I understand you're nervous. You feel like you need the heft and the weight of the professional.
Well, I do appreciate having a handoff. That if we're going in a flow or something, it feels like it's lingering too long, and I've bored someone about a tennis question or a golf question or whatever. Mm-hmm. I need Steve to liven it up with you ever wrench on a Jeep or something like that, right?
You like farts?
Sound effect.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, you didn't know this. It's time to spin the wheel. That's right, folks. The Wheel of Good Things is here today. What are we going to talk about? Now, listen. And then the applause goes on
A little too long.
3 seconds too long.
Adnan Burke joins us.
What if we turned it into that? Like some YouTube video where the cuts are extreme and... it might be an ample opportunity. There's enough topics that Adnan is really, really smart on that we could easily use the Wheel of Good Things and pick which topic we're going to talk about next.
I can't wait. All right.
But yeah, no, I have 2 pages of questions. I am over the moon, Steve, and I can't wait for your contributions.
Yeah.
As next week we talk to Adnan Burke, because I don't know what's going to be worse. I don't know.
Boy.
I don't know if it would be worse if you interrupted to ask a question about do you like farts, or if we start the interview, which is on a Zoom call, which we got to figure all this out because we don't have the Tron. We're not going to be able to. We'll have to set up one of our computers, whatever.
Oh yeah, unless we get a Tron in the next 24 hours.
Yeah,
which I think is possible.
It is possible. I sent you a listing.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if that would be worse, or if we started the Zoom, started recording, and then the camera only caught you standing up and leaving the room.
Just giving a wave on my way out the door.
Back in a few, Adnan. Let me know when you guys are done. Knock twice on the ceiling when you're wrapped up. I'll come to...
I pop in with a bowl of mac and cheese. You like it?
Kraft. It's good. Whole milk. Not 2%. Makes it better. Well, FYI.
Very excited. Very excited. This is going to be a fun time.
Yeah, I am. We haven't interviewed someone in a while, and I always feel like for 2 guys who this isn't our expertise.
Well, I mean, speak for yourself.
You're a professional.
Look,
I apologize.
I do this every day.
For
you
one
know,
guy.
You know where I do this?
Where do you do that?
Down in the trenches.
So you're digging, and then you got to stop, wipe your brow,
yeah,
and sit down and talk to, the third co-lead from Gilmore Girls. Ever?
Yeah.
Because obviously the top two are off limits.
Right, yeah.
Right, they're not doing a radio junket.
No,
you got to get the third.
Yeah,
They're going
we're
third.
getting Igor.
Yes, yeah.
Igor Stavansky.
You're getting the guy with the hunch who wandered through that town in like 4 episodes and had a catchphrase.
I'm Igor.
And then the 2 Gilmore Girls, I'm assuming that's how many there were, I never watched, would walk past the camera and be like, oh, there's Igor again. So listen, I know I'm talking to a seasoned pro.
Yeah.
And I know, you know what we call you, Steve, in the I hate to use a sports analogy here.
What do you got?
In this,
I've probably heard it before.
right,
Because I'm
a sportsman.
an expert.
In this scenario, this what we would call you in the NFL is a change of pace back. Right, so you've got that running back out there who's just shouldering the load, right? He's hammering it, 3-4 yards at a time, but he needs a breather.
Yeah.
Right. That's me in this instance.
Oh, okay.
In this instance,
This is you. Okay.
and that's where when you see me wheezing, I'm pointing to the coach like water bottle, right? I need a spell.
Yeah, you got to up your conditioning a bit.
That's where you hammer home the fart questions.
Kyle, before we started recording, and we've talked about this numerous times. I'm not sure if we've really talked about it on the podcast, but it's a common theme whenever you or I were going to be away for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
That was
a solid one.
Do you remember when we cared? And I would be like, oh, I got to isolate that sound. I do. Spend like an hour a week on Steve's throat burps. Insane.
But
we digress.
So we've both talked about this, and I think it's a fairly common thing. I bet that there's a scientific study about this phenomenon.
Oh, yeah.
Which is when you're away, there's nothing better than ordering stuff that's going to be at your house when you get home. This goes all the way back to, again, when I was on my honeymoon.
That's right.
I ordered 2 garage door openers and a nose hair trimmer.
That's right.
While laying on the beach in Sandals, Jamaica.
That's right. As the podcast that recapped that, if I remember right, the description was like a brassiere flung across the room like it was on a zip line. And Steve yelled from the other corner, "You say genie or Ryobi?"
This is 2.4 gigahertz spectrum.
Wi-Fi on a garage door. Who'd have thought?
I can open this thing from the moon.
Again, this was 7 years ago. Things were magical then.
Yeah.
Now it's a bit dead inside.
Yeah, exactly. So there's nothing better, no better feeling. Maybe we could put this on the poll. I bet this would be 100% yes.
Has to be.
Is there any, or 100%, depending on how you word it, yes, no, whatever. There's no better feeling than buying stuff while you're on vacation that is then at your house when you get home.
Yeah.
It's like a welcome home gift. You pull up in your driveway and you look up at the front porch and like, ooh, what do we got up there? I forget.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered that when I was 3 or 4 beers deep, sitting at the the tiki hut.
And it doesn't matter if it's useful or
Doesn't matter at all.
fun,
Mm-hmm.
because it's that little hit when you see the package on the porch.
What is that, like dopamine?
Yeah, dopamine or serotonin or something. Yeah.
So we were up at my in-laws' house for the last couple of days, so we decided maybe a week or 2 ago, Nikki's Power Wheels had stopped working. Now, like months ago, I had upgraded it so you could use the the battery from my tools, plug it in as the battery for the Power Wheels. You go on Amazon, they make like the little conversion kit, you splice it in, takes 2 minutes to hook up. Well, in the last couple of weeks, that Power Wheels has started freaking out on us. Like it would only work for like a minute at a time. So I did some research. I was like, I think I know what it is. So I ordered the new thing for it. Showed up on Saturday. I was there, pulled out my phone. I was looking at our doorbell cam. I was like, there it is. But that's not the only thing that showed up while I was gone. And this is big. Because this is podcast related.
Okay.
This is something we've discussed at great length over the last couple of years.
Because that first thing is something you needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it was useful. So
spoiler alert, I went to hook it up yesterday. Didn't work.
Okay. Well, 0 for 1. But
so I went on, I hit refund, and then I said, no, I'm going to make them send me another one.
Okay.
Maybe I got a defect. So another one will be here today, in which case it probably won't work as well, and I will now have 2 that I have to send back. But anyway. While I was gone, I also looked at the doorbell cam and I said, "Oh, look at that! Looks like
something else.
Looks like somebody walking up the driveway, walking up the front walkway, leaving a little pouch right there on the front porch."
Was he wearing one of those fine blue shirts?
Oh God, no! Because that would have meant that he would have like dropped it in the street and then run over it with his 70-year-old male vehicle.
Sounds like a boat half underwater as it takes off around the sack.
So, Kyle, I want to hand you something that I think is going to make you pretty excited.
Okay, and so I'm guessing right now it's not big enough. You can't hand me a bike, and thank God.
Here you go.
See. Uh-huh. Okay, that is Sunday Sabertooth 30T. So I'm guessing that means 30 teeth.
30 teeth, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right, Kyle. That is the first piece.
Do you put this on a saw or?
That is the first piece of my BMX bike rebuild.
Oh, for God's sake, you're doing it. Okay. So now,
look at that. It's a 30-tooth sprocket. You know, look, I'm a mid-school guy, so I'm coming down from like a 43 or a 46-tooth sprocket.
Yeah.
Now, common now is 25, but I was like, I can't do that. I can't go that low. So I went 30-tooth because I need the chain and the cranks to clear the 990s in the back. So I had to run something a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
That's bigger?
Well, bigger than...
Don't answer that. I'm trying to be a... See, I'm you during this Adnan interview next week.
You think Adnan has any idea about BMX?
I'm adding down the Steve list. So you got to ask MJ or Kobe, and then, you like BMXing? He's going to leave here so confused.
What the hell?
He's going to say, but I talked for about 30 minutes about movies and, all the other sports and stuff, and this one guy wouldn't shut up about farts and sprockets.
It's a Sunday Sabertooth. It's a 30-tooth sprocket.
Okay, let's get into it. How'd you convince Annette? Now, the last time, I don't want to spoil a pot's blending. I don't know the answer to this. The last time I asked, we had this discussion about how did Annette react to, I forget what it even was. And I thought, I need to know because I need to take a video of how she looked when you reacted. And the revelation was, well, you didn't tell her.
Oh, that was that was Jeep related. I found a good deal on a part.
That's right. Possible deal of the century. So you finally ripped the Band-Aid off, and you're using like a hunk of your childhood bike.
Yeah, the frame.
And then everything else new?
I'd say a 70-30 mix.
Please don't let my boredom, stop you. So it's 70-30 old new.
Yeah.
What is the... this obviously isn't a motor vehicle, right? No. So it's not like Comanche related. It's not trends. It's not all those moving things that need to be functional for you to go. Yeah. So I would assume this bike takes, a couple hours
to assemble.
Yeah.
Probably hour and a half, 2 hours.
So you've, I'm assuming, been ripping hot laps around the cul-de-sac. You right?
Remember, this is the first piece that's showed up.
So you need
it's
that.
Also the only piece that's shown up.
So right now you have the chunk of the old bike.
Yeah.
And a 30-tooth sprocket.
Yeah. Sunday Sabertooth.
That's a Sunday Saber. So is that what the old men in that Facebook group recommended?
This is what probably a 22-year-old
oh my God
that works for Dance Competition recommended.
My fear for you is that somehow these upgrades and everything, and you're going to take a couple pedals and realize, ooh, this is a little faster than I remember. And you're going to have to
or I'm going to put the whole bike together and it's going to look like one of those old timey penny farthings where it's like a 5-foot tall front wheel.
Just to slow yourself down. I can't fall.
And a little tiny wheel in the back.
Now, you're a man in his mid-30s.
Right, yeah.
So You know how to ride a bike. You're a
Sure.
safe, responsible guy. Do you got a helmet? Are you going to be helmeting?
I don't have one. I probably should.
Are you going to add a helmet to the
Yeah.
to the getup?
Yeah, I think that was really my wife's only the only hitch in her giddy up.
Yeah.
Was don't break yourself beyond recognition, because we count on you for
Life and
various things in this world.
Yeah, count on you for being a father and a husband and figure in their lives. And she's 2 years removed from finding out via the side gig that you were dangling from a beam like monkey bars at an elementary school while building your garage. So I could see her worry and saying, let's protect that melon as much as possible, because it's been how many years or decades since you've been on a BMX bike?
It's been about 2 decades.
Okay. Most people, when they go 2 decades without something, simply move on to other hobbies. You have allowed a Facebook community to bring you back.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely have. I succumbed to the algorithm.
Is Annette now looking for some of her youthful ventures to bring back, like scooping up roadkill on the side of the road?
That's right. When she worked for the
township, right,
for the road commission,
there's still streets that they say you can drive over and find Annette's paved over vomit, because she was like a college kid
from her college days. Yeah.
They'd be paving, scooping. So
I thought you'd get a kick out of this.
That's a sprocket.
Yeah.
So does that go on the?
That goes on the cranks, obviously.
And those are on
by the bottom bracket.
Bottom bracket of the.
I've pretty much given you all the info.
That's where your feet go.
Yeah, the I guess you would probably call it the pedals.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I did not call them the cranks. By the way, if you're out there, say, "Yeah, all right, go hit the cranks." I think you're served with divorce papers in an hour. That's my one recommendation for this, without knowing anything. Maybe when talking to the layman, the real idiots,
right? Yeah,
me and not me. I've now been. I'm part of the community.
Sure. Yeah. Look,
I'm on the page.
Again, we are going to do this where we both have our BMX bikes and we go to the track.
Yep.
And remember, I'm going to sacrifice my body so you can win the race on the high voltage thruster.
The high voltage thruster needs to be on a podium. And I still fear, even with your self-sacrificing ways, that high voltage thruster is only and me. So like the combination of that bike and me never having ridden a bike like that over a track like that, I don't even know if we're still guaranteed a podium with the thruster. So I'm thinking if I get enough head start, I'm throwing some loose foliage in the track.
Okay, so you're going like full on Mario Kart, Looney Tunes, like dropping tacks or an oil slick out the back.
I'm thinking we pack a whole ream of bananas. But the problem is we're going to have to eat all those bananas first. Otherwise, we're just going to be having bananas.
Right, yeah. The banana doesn't work. It's not as effective as just the banana peel.
Yeah, at that point, we'd have to transition to the banana just being a weapon.
Yeah.
And throwing a banana. So
jab a banana in the spokes of your competitor.
That's right. As they're riding, head over heels. So you have a sprocket. You have the frame. What's the ETA on the other pieces of this that are arriving?
I'm glad you asked that.
I wish I hadn't.
Tomorrow.
Okay. So you're back
tomorrow between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
So you're spending tomorrow morning at the Side Gig Studio staring at the clock and just knowing.
Not caring at all about anything I'm doing at work.
When I think it's 9:53, you punch the last fart sounder. So you're counting down. Someone says something. You hear a giggle in the corner. Steve hits the fart sounder.
Why aren't my buttons working?
Oh, no. Do we need another new mixer? This is great. A day before the biggest interview of my life.
We don't have fart sounders.
And we don't have fart sounders. Playing it the old-fashioned way off a laptop. And you are, no doubt, faking a cough or two, saying, "Boy, guys, I got to get out of here. You know, sick, and my kid's sick, and a fire, and auto appointment, and then the dentist. So see you tomorrow."
Yep.
So you can come home and unbox.
Hear that?
Tires.
Hear that? It's a Sunday saber tooth.
What is actually coming tomorrow?
The rest of the bike.
Break it down.
Okay.
Top to bottom. What's arriving that you need to install?
Handlebars, stem, headset, front fork, front wheel, rear wheel, tires, inner tubes, cranks, pedals. That's it.
For the idiots out there, because I know, because I'm going to be racing in a short amount of time. What's a headset?
Do you really care, or is this one of those setups where I start to explain it and then you say, bah!
No, Steve, I am involved because I need to know. Because
Okay.
I'm going to be tearing down the dirt track
Good.
on the high voltage thruster. So I need to know what a headset is, and do I need one?
You do. Yeah, I mean, it's necessary for the bike to...
Add that to the list.
That's right. We still got a little money in the coffers.
Headset.
The headset is what keeps the front forks connected to the bike.
That does seem necessary.
It's pretty necessary.
Okay.
It's kind of like the component that holds the whole front end of the bike together.
Yeah. That seems more boring, but more necessary than I anticipated.
Yeah, it's not a sexy part. It's not a glamorous part.
What do you think we need to do to the high voltage thruster? Because we haven't even gotten to that yet.
Yeah.
To make that race day ready for me.
A little air in the tires. Maybe some spit and polish.
Because when we left here...
Probably knock about 3 pounds of rust off of it.
With a sandblaster. When we left here last week, the thruster was, as I last heard, at your buddy Ben's house.
Still is, yeah.
That poor guy is just questioning everything.
You know something? I sent him a text last week while we were recording, and I said, "Look, man, I have a plan for the high voltage thruster."
Yeah.
And he said, "What's that?" And I said, "Like we talked about last week, we're going to sell raffle tickets for it."
Oh, that's right.
For we haven't decided how much yet.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna auction it off or raffle it off.
Yeah.
And he replied and he said, "Well, what if I want to keep it?" And that's something I didn't even consider. I was like, "Hey, man, if you want to keep it, that's..."
No.
I know. I didn't really mean that, but you have to say it. You have to, it's like, "Oh no, you eat the last mozzarella stick."
Yeah,
Like, of course I want the mozzarella stick.
Oh, I'm so full. I couldn't have another fried piece of cheese dipped in marinara. Oh.
So, we laugh about it, blah, blah, blah.
And he can buy a raffle ticket. He can be just like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give him his $2-3 for storage fees for the last 3 months.
Poor Ben's, again, questioning everything. Anytime he's ever offered to help you or do anything for you, he's now going, "Boy, I don't know if I'll do this again." As his wife and family goes, "Dad, what's that bike?" "Well, son, that's Mr. Steve's."
You mean Mr. Steve the adult?
That's a kid's bike.
So
I know, son.
He then followed up a couple days later and he was like, "Oh, speaking of the bike, when do you want to come pick it up?" So I know that bike can soon be in good hands. Okay. Would it make you feel better if I committed to going to pick it up today and then stopping by your house on the way home?
Please don't.
I just thought you'd want to get acquainted with your new trusty steed that you'll be riding to victory at the racetrack.
Honestly, if you do pick that up, let me know. I'm not going to be home for some of the afternoon, but if I'm home, oh yeah.
You want to come with me?
I don't know if I'll be home, but possibly, yeah. Where is it? Is he local?
It's like 15 minutes away.
Yeah, not interested.
It means you could ride in the Comanche for a good half hour round trip.
If you pick that thing up today, send me a text. Because I'd like to get a few
hot laps,
a few wheelies on it. So wheelies thing, is that what kids do?
Oh yeah,
they still do wheelies.
Yeah,
I can't do a back wheelie. Can you do a back wheelie? You think?
I mean a back wheelie.
And then what they call it, where you like smack the brakes and the back tire will lift up.
Oh, that's an endo. That? Jesus,
I don't know why I said anything. One, I embarrassed myself. Two, I embarrassed you. I'm having to say endo.
I can't believe how little you know about BMX.
It is a little bit. No, that's not shocking. I'd say that's a small community, right? Like, I think you make that choice when you're younger. Like, hey, do you want a big boy bike?
Do you want a mountain bike?
Right.
Or a 10-speed?
Yep.
Ugh.
Do you want a big boy bike, or
do you want a fruit boot? Come on.
Or do you want this toddler-sized bike that you can ride into adulthood and act like it's normal? No offense to anybody out there.
I took a big gulp of water. I was going to say offense.
Yeah, that wouldn't even be offense to you because you don't have one right now. Right now, you have
Kyle, just 24 hours from now.
A weird metal piece.
24 hours from now.
And a 30-tooth sprocket from Sunday.
I am going to be cruising around. Granted, it won't have any brakes on it yet.
Yeah.
Because I got to wait to see if the cranks clear the original Diecomp 990s, because I might have to get the Sunday Springfields because they're a much more lower profile U-brake from what I've read.
I can't wait for the outcome for this because a couple ways this could go. And I don't mean to be glum or pessimistic about it.
No, of course not. I would never put that on you.
This is new Kyle.
Pessimistic.
This is new Kyle.
NK.
I think that in the next 72 to 96 hours, when you have this project wrapped up and it's a rideable bike, and I don't know if I don't mean to put a timeline on you.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might be out there, with your homemade wooden ramp, doing jumps. Nikki B's watching you. Evelyn's watching you. And next thing you know, they get the bug.
You think so?
Right?
You think I'm raising a couple little BMXers?
Next thing you know, you've got a generational BMX line. Right?
God,
You're working your way down.
That would be my dream. What's your equivalent to that?
Reed asking me about the VIG on a sports bet.
What is the what?
The VIG, like the juice, that the sports book takes. You want fair odds, which would be, so if you think teams are very even, the odds would be plus 100, but sports books have to take their cut. So that's why if you see straight bets, it's minus 110. Him and I talking about that. He goes, Dad, that bet's juiced. I go, oh my God, son, I know. Or honestly, sitting at like watching a football game with me,
okay,
and observing and cheering when when he sees something or whatever. Sure. That won't happen. There's not enough roadblocks in
Dad,
football.
Tell me about pig valves in your heart.
Yeah. Oh, so glad you asked. Let me tell you. Okay, these valiant, brave oinkers sacrifice their lives. So that sad, genetically defaulted idiots like me can live just a little bit longer.
Oh, shucks, Dad.
Thanks for asking, son. The possible...
Oh, my God.
The other possible outcome for you, though, is, and I don't know if you fear it, is you going outside... Families at the end of the driveway or whatever, and you start doing circles or ollies or endos or
it's actually a bunny hop,
whoop-de-doos or whatever they call them. And by the time you get done with your lap, right, you're like, hey, that was pretty good. Like I did a couple of tire spins and brakes and pedals and whatever. And you look and they're already inside.
Kind of like when I was so proud of the Christmas light display a couple of years ago. Gathered the whole family, let everyone stay up late so we could go outside and look at the lights. I was like, look at that. See the transition from the peak to the valley? Like, hello? Where'd you guys go?
I wish you'd called me because I'd have been there. Eyes wide open, tears thrown on my face. I'm a Christmas light man through and through, Steve.
Yeah.
Is that the fear for you? Is that your family then sees you do it for 1 minute and realizes they don't care about it?
No, I don't really care what they're into.
Sorry. Not the reaction I expected.
Well, I mean, their reaction to my hobby.
No, I get it.
Sure, I may have put it a little abrasively, but I mean, it's my hobby. I don't expect anyone else to be interested into it. Right. If they are, that would be wonderful.
Right.
It's like your kids talking about the VIG.
Yeah.
Or, the juice on the money bet in Vegas points over under. Spread.
It's weird because you
Trifecta.
don't have that ability conversely, right? You have to act like you care about the 50th viewing of Thomas the Train's Christmas on the Rails.
I don't know if you know this, but it's Christmas time on the rails in this house 24/7.
So I hope this doesn't, come out adversely when they inevitably walk in after your first expose on the track, which is in the sack track.
Zach.
Minor. It's a lisp. I can't help it. Is that you come in ranting and raving about Christmas episodes of Thomas the Train, slapping the helmet on one of them, saying, "Get on out there and show me what you got, kid."
Yeah.
The build for you, I think, is half of the anticipation and fun.
I love it.
You like building things.
I love taking a pile of parts and turning it into a single thing.
That's why, like, if you're listening to the side gig, every now and again you might hear those Lincoln logs crash because they've got Steve off in the corner building his Lincoln log houses. Guy loves building.
Can't get enough of it. Lincoln logs, Jenga.
Worst part of Jenga, tumbling down. Not for the pickup, because Steve now has lost his build.
Exactly. I had that tower built. It was reaching to the heavens.
What is, the end game with the bike? Like, obviously it's expensive. I saw if it's the part list that you sent.
Yeah, no, it's not. I scaled it back a bit. That was kind of like the dream list, the dream build. So I scaled it back. I made it a little more reserved. I thought maybe I should dip my toes into this and not do a triple flip off the 38-foot high dive.
Yeah. I have a couple of questions for you, and then I have one offer observation for you before we wrap this up.
Mm-hmm. By the way, when we wrap this up, I'm not going to be able to play music because the buttons aren't working.
Oh, we drop it in after, can't we?
Yeah, exactly. This is all behind the curtain stuff. But since those aren't working, I'm not convinced that when I hit record stop, it's going to stop.
But is it actually recording?
It shows that it is.
Oh my God! Again, 30 hours away from interviewing one of my favorite people in sports media.
Yeah,
and our thing stops working that we spent so much money on. So, what is your end game with this? With building this bike? Because like I said, once the build is done, that's half of your joy out that you get out of this. And what's the biggest fear out of this? Like, because again, you still haven't been on one.
2-part question. Okay, my end game, just to have fun, just to be able to ride around, do some little tricks. I would love it if it got my kids into being more active and wanting to go on bike rides and everything. That would be a lot of fun. Fear, obviously, is death.
That's a big one.
It's kind of the granddaddy of them all.
Hard to make a joke. Coming off of
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Of...
And if you make a joke now, and I do die, say I hop on the bike, boom, dead tomorrow.
Yep.
It's okay. I'm not offended in the afterlife. I'm gone. I'm dust. I won't come back and haunt you or anything.
You don't think you'd be offended by that? Like in the afterlife? You don't think you'd be
I'll be dead.
Well, I know.
I'm
you don't
not
think Ghost Steve, you don't pick... Like, let's say as Ghost Steve, you got to pick your hauntings all 365 days.
Oh, boy, that would be nice. See, I've never really thought about that because I'm a... when you're here, you're here. When you're gone, you're gone.
Well, if you don't believe in ghosts, you're just an idiot.
That's the thing, though. I do believe in ghosts.
Right, but you think when you die, you die. No, I'm 100% exactly the same.
I think for me, when I die, I'm gone. Now, there are more important people that when they die, they turn into ghosts.
Sure.
like you're George Washington or something. He's probably a ghost somewhere.
Right, still chomping his wooden teeth around.
Yeah. But me, like, come on. They reserve that for the fancier people of society. I am well aware of my lot in life that I'm not ghost quality.
You're not ghost quality.
I don't think so.
Wow. I'll post it on the poll because I think, maybe we can get you that affirmation from the listeners and they think you are ghost worthy.
So you're going to say, is Steve ghost worthy?
Is Steve ghost worthy? Yeah, I think so.
Do you think you are? You think you're ghost worthy?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Because I don't believe in that. I don't have that same mentality. Now, if I'm working off of that mentality that you have to be worthy to be a ghost, then absolutely not, Steve.
So you just think that you think from, the richest person in the world all the way down to the guy, homeless on the corner. You think everybody is ghost quality, ghost ability?
I think, not to get super existential, I think if you lived a life worth living, a quality life that you enjoyed, that you didn't leave any lingering ill will or negativity, whatever, however you want to phrase it, you probably die and rest peacefully. So what over the 480 episodes of this podcast makes you think I would fall into that camp? Let's hypothetically say, Steve, that you get deemed you're at the gates of hell or heaven or whatever determines your ghost ability. And they determine, they stamp it right on your jacket, your ghost jacket, your death jacket. Ghost. You get to become a ghost.
Oh, man, that would be a thrill.
So let's say...
That'd be a big thrill.
You get your 365, you got your day planners empty.
So what are the rules? Do you get one haunting a day?
I think you get to pick an individual or a place that you would get to haunt every day. So you can pick a different one every single day.
So I get one place that I could haunt, one place / person that I could haunt all day, every day.
If you really hated
them. So
them,
January 1st, I can go and haunt my old middle school if I want.
Yeah.
January 2nd, I can go wherever to, an old friend's house.
Yeah, they could send you to the Great Wall of China if you feel like.
Okay. Now, the following January, do I have to go back to my middle school
You
again?
refill out your day planner.
Gotcha. Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's raise the stakes. You fill out the day planner for your eternity as a ghost.
Oh, wow. Eternity's a long time.
So you've got your 365 in a list, right? So January 1st, you're back to middle school. And then January 2nd, the Great Wall of China. January 3rd, Kim's house. January.
I'm not going to haunt Kim.
I know. I didn't even think of that.
We have buried the hatchet. She cheated on me.
Yeah.
With the busboy.
Yep.
But that was 20-some years ago, Kyle.
Honestly,
I'm over it. Are you over it?
I honestly wasn't even
Are
thinking
you
of that.
over it yet?
I thought I got a thing with Kim Basinger. I thought maybe
the most relevant Kim these days.
I did just type in famous Kims. She was number 2. Kardashian. Yeah.
The fact that you pulled Kim Basinger.
I'll put it in the poll. Is Kim Basinger the second most famous Kim? So you get your day planner.
Yeah.
And you have to fill the ghost planner out for eternity.
So I got to work 365 days a year for eternity?
Nobody said being a ghost was like a reward. Again, your reward would be having worms crawl through your brain in dirt.
I don't even get weekends off when I'm a ghost.
You could put in for PTO. Like, what, you want to haunt a beach? Right? You could pick 4th of July, haunt a beach. I'm sure that's what the Jaws shark does. So let's say I make a joke about you perishing on the BMX bike. And then, lo and behold...
Okay, I was trying to remember how we got into this whole ghost thing.
Right. By the way, that's a great conversation. I feel like we abbreviated too quickly. I make this joke, you perish on the bike. Your melon gets cracked open, doing a whoop-de-doo, and you never wake up. Okay?
Right, yeah.
So you get down there, they stamp your jacket ghost. The lingering memory of Kyle making a wacky whoop-de-doo ollie-o joke about you on the bike lingers. Okay. How many days of that 365-day planner are assigned to haunt me?
You know something? I would say that most of my memories with you here on this earthly plane have been positive.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I may just stop in and haunt you for half a day or so.
That's nice. So I know.
And it's not going to be like I'm
Right.
a ghost. It's going to be I'm messing with you. I'm knocking your drink off the counter.
Yeah.
Little stuff like that. Making your ceiling cave in.
Again, so I know like the half day, like September 26th, like I'm battening down the hatches, got reinforced walls.
Because I'm a ghost. Hatches don't stop me. Whether they're battened down or not.
Right. So doesn't matter if I'm in a hatch, doesn't matter if I'm in a house. Ceiling's getting caved. I know of
every year.
I know of a ceiling guy on retainer.
Every single year.
September 27 every year, I know I need that ceiling guy back out and at it.
Yeah, you just schedule it in advance. You'll be like, see you next September.
Start saving the day after for next year's ceiling replacement.
And in my perfect world, he's going to be so far backed up that he's not going to get to your ceiling until the following September. Right. So he's going to be in there putting the final dabs of paint on that ceiling. And then all of a sudden you're going to hear, ooh, crash. And it's going to be the next room over from what he just fixed.
The year's going to come where you're going to show up into that room, and I'm going to have just like 15 broomsticks holding up different parts of the ceiling, just challenging you to haunt me and crash my ceiling in.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so again, this is if I die on my bike?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the near future. I think if you die in a year, that passes, and maybe you let my earthly self escape without that half day haunting on September 26th.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad that we got that all figured out. And
important questions answered today.
Again, 24 hours. Tomorrow's a big day for both of us.
It is.
It's a big day for my BMX dreams.
Yes.
It's a big dream for your little interview boy. Do you think he'd be...
No. Who would be okay being called that?
Oh, I was going to say, do you think he'd be insulted?
Sorry. Then yes. If we lead off tomorrow, say, hey, interview boy. I don't think we're getting the full 30 minutes with him.
Really?
I think he'd probably cut it a touch short if, again, you open by waving at the Zoom before, again, walking out to make mac and cheese by saying, hey, interview boy, and then walking in front of the camera out the door.
All right, well, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see how that all works out. Oh. Yeah, we still got no music over here.
That's okay.
It doesn't look like any buttons are working.
Everybody right now is listening to music. Mm-hmm. Because we're editors. We're pros down in the lab.
Yep. Still nothing. That's why I don't think that when I hit the record button, it's going to stop. But it doesn't matter because the music's playing right now.
Music's playing. So again, next week, big interview. Thank you very much. We still need a Tron. If anybody's got a line on a $10 to $15, 40 to 42-inch television.
Preferably plasma.
Older the better, heavier the better. I don't even think it has to have a remote. We're going to use our own. We'll figure it out.
We're going to work around that.
Please let us know. I know we have a very generous offer from Trevor in Dixon/Burns Duffy out in Nashville. The answer is no. You're not buying us a brand new television, Trevor. This does not justify that. Again,
something that gets turned on 1 hour a week.
This is a 15-year-old Insignia Plasma. We're not upgrading to anything new. Okay? So thank you very much.
All right. We will talk to you next week at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. See ya.